Good evening, my name's Hal Ridge and welcome to a very sunny and windy Lydden Hill, but that's not how it's been all day long here in round 2 of the Motorsport UK British Rallycross Championship 5 Nations Trophy. Torrential rain earlier on, much like what we saw in November for the final round last year. That caused some very interesting track conditions. Very sunny this afternoon though, it dried out quickly. Let's just go around the paddock and see who we can find, and I want to grab this man here, Andrew Coley, Nitro Rallycross commentator, worked on the World Championship for a very long time, and you've also driven an RX 150 a few times, but today has been a little bit different.
Mate, what a day. Like, free practice this morning. I looked at the weather forecast, when I was like, oh yeah, I'll come and do it. It said a 5% chance of 1 millimetre of rain at midday. I was like, I'll take that. When I looked at it last night, it was like, well, I can't say it was very wet all day. So free practice, I was absolutely shocking, far too aggressive with the car, and everyone said, you've just got to tidy it up. So I did, and I got P3 in all the qualifying sessions, even after I stalled on the grid in Q3, and a bit of a turn 1 fight. I had a proper rallycross day, and then topped off with P2 in the final. I'm over the moon. So yeah, it's been great fun. Brilliant, and to have that raw experience of driving an RX 150, you commentate a lot. Obviously, you and I are going to Denmark in a couple of weeks to commentate on Rally X Nordic. Having that relatable experience is really actually very valuable, isn't it? It's part of it. I think everybody knows I love this sport a lot, and every time you get the chance to jump in the car and have a go at it, you learn a little bit more, and I would say today I learned a hell of a lot more. It's been a while since I've learned as much as I learned today, so yeah, it was mega. It's definitely a mega. It gets a mega. And of course, the RX 150 is a run by Ollie O'Donovan, who started on pole in the supercar final. Ollie, firstly, just summarise Andrew's performance today.
I think Andrew did very well. I mean, we knew he's a good driver. He's been in the buggies before, really good, and conditions there were very hard on any buggy. I mean, I've been in the buggies in these conditions. Q2 was actually dangerous. Visibility wasn't there, so it was like playing blackjack. But to be fair, I think he's come out on top and done very well. Thanks, mate. I appreciate that.
And for yourself, started on pole in the supercar final, made a good start, and then got forced across the pack by a black Peugeot, I think, starting on the outside. What happened there?
Whoa, how?
This boy punted me out of the first corner.
I don't know.
Took away my lead, punted me back to 7th or 6th maybe, and it was a good recovery. We got back to 3rd. It was a racing incident. I mean, I made a good start, got into the corner first. There was a big train of cars behind us, there was 5-6 boys. Any one of the 5 or 6 could be first car out of the corner, so a bit of nudging, a bit of pushing did go on. I did come out the wrong end of it, and it was a good recovery back, I think. We got back to P3 in the end.
Would it have been a racing incident if it wasn't Patrick?
Yes. Oh my God.
That's a million question. $1 million question.
And Patrick, just quickly, because we want to get around some other people in the paddock, the conditions have changed a lot today, haven't they? You're driving the Hanson Motorsport built Peugeot 208 for the first time. The grip wasn't there at all this morning, and the visibility's been terrible. You finished 2nd in the semi-final, but then a brilliant first lap in the final to get back at the front. Just how hard has it been getting on top of those track conditions, especially when they've been changing so quickly?
No, certainly. I mean, it's been all over the place. The pace has been up and down. We've been trying a few different settings with the car. I mean, not really having many laps in this car come into this weekend and then having, rain all of a sudden. I was like, whoa, hold on, give me a second to get used to this. But, no, I'm just getting more comfortable with the car, and the laps are coming, the times are coming, so I'm getting more comfortable. But on a completely separate note to that, these two aren't doing too bad for a pair of antiques, are they?
They're certainly not, mate. Well done to all of you. Tierney, let's head into the paddock. Firstly, I've just seen Ben Hardy's RX 150, and this gives you a real insight into how much mud. This was in the final when it had started to dry out. There's just been such challenging conditions for the drivers today after such a dry day on Saturday. Right, let's see who else we can find. It's the trophy presentation in a moment, so we won't see many of the top 3. This is Oliver Bennett's BMW Mini. Ollie, you may have seen on the British Championship social media channels, had a big spin in Q2 in the wet, reversed into the wall, and then decided enough was enough for today. Not too much damage there on the Mini, but hopefully we get Bennett back very soon, because he's always a pleasure to have in this paddock. Let's see if we can negotiate some trucks. There's Martin Hawks, All 4 Mini driver. The All 4 Minis, the strongest they've been. Steve Harris, the All 4 Minis, the strongest they've been so far in their British Championship history. Steve Harris, debuting the electric Mini this weekend. You drove Saturday, your son Jake drove today. Just summarise how it's been.
It's been a big learning curve. There's so much power there. It's hard to control, especially in the wet. We learned so much this weekend, throttle control, braking, left foot braking. It's been a real big learning curve, but we're going to get there and we're going to fight right through to the end.
See you at Mondello?
I hope so, yes.
Be great to have you there. Thank you, Steve.
Thank you.
Let's continue. Bit short and sweet, isn't it? But I just want to get round some different people, if we can, just to give a bit of a flavour of the British Championship paddock. Dave Van Beers, Belgian driver, regular at Lydden, always puts on a good show. We're coming over to the Swift Rallycross area. The junior final was the last race to run, and there was some great action in the junior final, especially in the battle for third. Corey Paget and Ryan Smith having a massive battle. But let's just jump in with Will Ovenden. Will, just summarise your weekend. I think you were a bit frustrated with how Saturday went. You went off in the semi-final, fought back and just missed out on the podium. Today's gone a bit better, but how's it gone from your point of view?
Today has gone much better than it did on Saturday. As you said, I was very frustrated with the ending of that. But the final is what matters, and today that's what I really actually got my foot down, and it was a good battle between me and Tyler all the way to the end. It was a really close finish, and to come second, I'm very happy.
Nip and tuck going to the line, wasn't it? Of course, Tyler took the joker on the final lap. Did you think you'd done it, or did you think the gap was just too big?
I honestly had no idea until I got into the last corner and I saw how the gap was, and I thought, he's just going to fit me here. But yeah, it was really close, and I couldn't tell the whole way through. It was really exciting.
Well done, Will. See you soon. Mondello, the juniors are going to Mondello, aren't they? So we'll see you at Mondello.
Okay, great. See you there.
Cheers. Thank you to Will. Let's head up to the retros quickly, Tierney, and see if we can grab a retro driver. There's an all-4 mini driver. I'm going to run. David? Here's a man who definitely doesn't want to be interviewed. Let's not be by the bin, David. Come over here, mate. Is that my wages? David, you've been instrumental in the creation of the all-4 mini class. You've done a lot of years in the BMW mini class, and now you've put massive effort into developing this car. How satisfying is it to have a stronger grid and then have a great race like you did in the final today?
Yeah, it's really good to see the class coming alive. Like you said, we've put a lot of effort in over the last 18 months, 3 years, to get these cars off the ground. Hopefully we'll get a few more cars out. There should have been an extra one here this weekend. We've had a couple of mechanical issues with other cars as well today. So there was a couple missing from today's event. But yeah, it's good. It's promising for the future, definitely.
And you'll be doing Mondello Park in a few weeks' time?
Quite possibly. We haven't decided definitely yet, but we would like to.
Hopefully see you there. Cheers, David.
Thanks, Hal. Thanks.
Right, let's head back in this direction. Oof, it's a bit of a minefield here, Tierney, with bits of the Excite Energy Racing awning. They'll probably want to trip me up, but they'll avoid tripping you up, mate, so we'll be all right. Cheers, guys. I think as we're about to start the trophy presentation, let's just head down to the Five Nations awning, because I'm sure we'll find some more drivers down there. Trucks everywhere, as you can see. They are about to start. Well, they have started, so we'll be quiet. Let me see who else we can find here. Of course, they're doing the trophy presentation from both days. There is drivers everywhere. Here's a man I'd like to have a quick word with. Julian Godfrey. Your first weekend properly in the Citroen DS3 didn't go ideally. What happened today?
Today, in the end, on Q2, when the red flag happened, back to the start line, no problem. Went to restart it off the start line, no electric throttle, and we couldn't work out what it was. And what it was in the end was the wastegate pressure sensor that pulled the 5 volts down for the 5 wire, and so we found it about 5 minutes too late for the semi-final.
You've never had much luck here at Lydden, have you?
No, especially the first round of the year. It's always been a disaster. There have always been lots of problems, but hopefully we've got a month and a half to go through the car and be ready for Mondello.
Good luck, mate. I'm sure you will get it sorted. There isn't a better man to get that job done. Let's just sneak through here. I don't want to be rude and keep talking through the trophy presentation, I think we'll wrap up. We'll let people get their trophies and celebrate this fantastic weekend of action of British Rallycross Championship Five Nations Trophy. The championship goes to Mondello Park next in Ireland on the first weekend in June, and the next big Rallycross event here is in the middle of July when the World Rallycross Championship comes back to the home of Rallycross. Make sure you come down and watch.